if you want to make money, you don't make money by going to do sacrifices in the river. You see, the Igbo tradition that I know is, look at families. You see native doctors, they have backings of the community. They have backings. There are some places you go, you see families come together, choose to worship a particular god, and they will be identified with that particular god. A community, for example, they have a deity that the community worships, or the family, DOB, and all that. So, but you see all these young boys, you see, what they are doing is occultic this thing. That is not Igbo tradition. That is not Omenana. See, because what they do is that they will go and import one or two things, and then they will now add their own formats. I came from this background, this diabolic background. When I started doing juju, I was in primary school. I stopped stopping rain and making rain to fall.
Are those real?
These are Igbo science. They are just things you do with leaves.
So you are telling our audience that
you don't need power to do this one.
These are
natural. You just need to know
the ethics.
Yeah, just need to know the ethics and all that. Viewers all over the world, welcome. Today I have a guest in the studio, and he has been here before, and he's coming back again. He said he came with a lot of questions.
Actually, good day, everyone.
Thank you.
So sorry for barging in today. You know how I used to do when things get somehow.
Yeah.
I'll come to you for clarification.
Thank you.
So, Pastor David,
yeah,
there is so much happening all over the world, in Nigeria, but the one that is taking time for me to understand is what just happened in Anambra State.
Okay.
I think last week.
Okay.
There is one guy, they say Crocodile Man or whatever they say.
Okay.
Trying to
digital chief priest, Ekuru.
Yes. Do you think this is because I am a believer of what I see, what I feel? Do you think this is a scam, or do you think this thing actually happens? Because I think people always say that it happened maybe previously. People that visited young people go there for ritual. So what are your thoughts on this?
What particular thing are you talking about?
Okay, for example, they said, as it's described, that when you bring sacrifice, he will go there and start shaking his bell, making incantations. The next thing, crocodile will come out. They will start delivering things to the crocodile, like magic. Like you come out and call God. Call your God.
Okay,
your God
he said he's actually Mwamiri Afuranya. That's the way he described himself. Mwamiri Afuranya. That's the spirit, the water spirit that you are seeing. You know, people say you believe in God now. So, and over the years, people go to water to do sacrifice and all that. But he said that his own is the one that you are seeing. That's format. That's not real. And I'm going to dare him, you know, if anywhere, I'm going to put any amount of money he wants me to put. If I don't have, I'll borrow. That if he can actually call crocodile, even if, if you observe, you normally do that at night. It normally happens at night. You see, when I started doing, I came from this background of diabolic background. I came from this background, this diabolic background. When I started doing juju, I was in primary school. I stopped stopping rain and making rain to fall.
Are those real?
These are Igbo science. They are just things you do with leaves.
So you are telling our audience that
you don't need power to do this one.
These are
natural. You just need to know
the ethics.
Yeah, just need to know the ethics and all that. So the reason I'm saying that is that when I was doing those things, Ikechukwu John Paul, the one they call a more Fulanya, he was still babbling at Newi and selling foam packs. These are boys that just started because they have come to understand that people are no longer paid attention to wealth with enterprise, or if you want to make money, you don't make money by going to do sacrifices in the river. First of all, they are not native doctors. They are not doing omenana. They are not practicing tradition. They are not practicing Igbo tradition. You see, the Igbo tradition that I know is, look at families. You see native doctors, they have backings of the community. They have backings. There are some places you go, you see families come together. How it come about is family can come together to choose to worship a particular god. And they will be identified with that particular god. So it's not something you do in isolation, where somebody will go and carry something and then you say they are worshiping. I'm a man of God, I'm a pastor, I'm not with traditional religion and worship, but I'm trying to explain to you the actual traditional religion worship. Okay. How it happened, how it's being done. Design. The actual one they call the native way. Yes. The omenana, people say omenana and all that. So you realize that community, for example, they have a deity that the community worships, or the family, the obi and all that. So, but you see all these young boys, you see what they are doing is occultic this thing. That is not Igbo tradition. That is not omenana. See, because what they do is that they will go and import one or two things, and then they will now add their own formats. How can you tell me that a crocodile will come out because that small boy, because you are calling? So why not do it during daytime? And he's only doing it at night when the place is dark. You see, you can get a crocodile and train that crocodile, or they can have a rope where they tie the crocodile, and somebody somewhere is holding the rope. They will throw chicken and all that, because the young guys they won't be focused on trying to know how it happened and all that. And all that. So the only way that their format will cast is when it comes out daytime. So the crocodile should come out daytime, and you realize that the videos that I've seen, is only in the night. So there is something. You see, what you don't know is a mystery to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like I said, that is a format. When I was into idol worship. All these are of them. They've not started. To be honest, when I started doing jazz, this CK Chukwu John Paul, he was still with selling phone and repair and barbing hair. If you ask him, he will tell you that this thing I said was what he was doing before. So these are small boys that, because of the dysfunctionality we have in the society, they are taking advantage of it. All right. So, then the young guys who don't also understand how life works, they are, falling into such business. Then somebody will say, but some of them get results. If you read my book, The Divine Man, I talked about belief. Yeah. So you think that what is giving that result is what the guy is doing. No, it's just the belief that you are attached in that thing, which you can actually attach it to another place, any other thing. So the guy is now taking the glory, and then because imagine when you go to a river and you have that understanding that the spirit actually came out to hear your prayer. Do you know the level of belief to accept your sacrifice?
Wow, that's God of the Old
Testament. God of the Old coming out. Do you know the level of belief that you attach to that? So that's why when you go to native doctors and you see them having their shrine there will be a kind of dark places. Places will be scared. They will have some scary things. The whole thing is just to make you believe in them. Because if you don't believe in them, that jazz will not work. True. The only thing that is powering that thing they gave you is your belief. Now, so coming into and some of them, some of these guys, and it seems to be that I like what the governor is doing, because and you realize that most of the people they work for are fraudsters, armed robbers, kidnappers. And I saw a particular video. I saw young girls. How do you think that you can go to a river and then make sacrifices? I was told that river is water people. They are the people that give money and all that. They have wealth and everything. I was part of those things. I did all those things. In Anambra State, a particular native doctor, I mentioned his name in my documentary, and I mentioned his name, his son, was my friend, because I met him there. When we came, when they were telling me that, what was wrong with me was the water spirit and all that. When I finished doing all the sacrifice, they said the money will start coming. I did all those things. You see all those parts, I've done all those, and I discovered one thing. The only thing that makes people to fall prey to this thing is ignorance. There is nothing like any water spirit giving you money. Money comes from you identifying a problem in the society and providing a solution to it, and then doing it in a large number. For example, just imagine that you have a particular ailment that is in the society and you provide the cure for it. I'm not even talking about English medicine, I'm talking about traditional medicine. You provide a cure for it, and then you advertise it, and then that medicine is actually solving problem. Money will pursue you. That's how money comes. Money comes through provision of value, volume, and frequency. Volume has to do with the number of people that have access to this value, and the frequency means the people coming back for that your value. But anything that will make you believe that when you go to the water to do a sacrifice or join one's secret society or a Kuru member, and then it's just, you see, the money you are giving the guy is the one he's using to enrich himself. Can all those people that go to him, if he can point out one person that come to him that is richer than him, one of those people that come to him that is richer than him? None. The same thing we have in the pastors. We have a lot of churches, and you say that you receive a miracle money, you receive and all that.
No, I don't believe that. Even me, as a layman, I don't believe that electronic money transfer can go because of prayer.
Good.
No,
so the same churches you go, you realize that the pastors are more successful than their members.
Yes.
It's just we call it psychology. It's just what's it called? Crowdfunding. That's how all these guys. That's how they make money, by crowdfunding. By some of them, they will tell you that testimony that they are doing alpha. They charge 2 million and using social media.
Yes, that's one of the best advice.
They are using social media to advance. It's just a game of number. How many number of persons they were able to scam? These guys, they don't have any power. They don't have shimban. They don't have any power. So any one of you guys that sees my video and you want to prove me wrong that you are powerful, you can invite me. I will come. I will give you 24 hours. If you try that your jazz, if he walks in my presence, he will place a bet. They don't have power. It's just scam. They are scamming the young ones.
What do you think is the problem that makes these young people to patronize these people? Because if I believe you're a man that has traveled outside the continent and all that, you see people like the Chinese, they have their Buddha or their whatever they serve, but you don't see them going there to make sacrifices to be successful. They work to be successful. But over here, we have schools. We are meant to go to school, do things. Why is our youth always trying to sacrifice something to go to through a shorter way to make money? Why?
I'm going to be very honest with you, and this problem started from the church. This problem started from the church, and it started from a lot of charlatans. I call them charlatans, and some real men of God. A charlatans means somebody that is fake, pretending to be real. Charlatans.
I have to disagree with you on the Nigerian church over here. I think it's worldwide, because I've seen so many
talking
videos.
about the effect of the same thing, that of coming to give something to get something.
Okay.
Is more rampant in the African church. But where these young guys, the society, the culture you have around you is what is going to influence you.
Okay.
So many of them go to church, and you see pastors telling them or sharing testimony of how somebody sowed a seed or bought an oil or bought a mantle and the person was blessed.
Apron. So when they shoot them,
so and all that. So they have this idea of, give to get. They approach God. You see, in the natural way, in the African traditional religion, people go to oracles to sacrifice something. All right, and then they pray. They pray that he should protect them, he should prosper them, and all that. So it's something that is in the African traditional religion. Now, they normally do it in a way that they are praying to their God. They don't do it and then relax and wait for the money to come, or not engage in any productive things. You see, some of them, they are business people. They will come back. Some of the families, they have yearly festivals where they do yearly festival. And during this yearly festival, they do a sacrifice. They sacrifice to their shrine or to their forefathers and all that. They pray. They normally come back from the cities and all that. They will pray for prosperity, for their prosperity, for the year and all that. So they already have what they are doing, but they come to their shrine to do sacrifices. Not the essence of trying to, use like what you see around here. So the culture was in African traditional religion, and then a lot of pastors now imported it into Christianity and then expanded it. Like they modernized it. Upgraded it. So first of all, the give to get mentality is not a Christian practice. It's an African traditional religious practice. But we are the people who now tell you that if you sow a seed of 1,000, you get 100,000. 100,000. That's why you see in churches, they will say the 10 people that will come out with 100,000 naira, their life will change. And then you see people coming out.
But why do we have so many gullible citizens in this country?
The problem is that because people don't pay attention to, people are not enlightened. People don't understand how things work. Because the reason you are saying that they are gullible is because you know how things work. To them, they are ignorant. And the people, those men of God or those pastors, they believed in them so much. So whatever they tell them, they believe. So for example, I was talking to somebody the other time. I said, if I want to go through the path of deception, I said in 6 months, I'll be so wealthy. Because I know their tactics. I know everything that they're doing. I know how to. So that's what people want to see. They want you to promise them something. And the reason is because of the system is not working. The Nigerian government, the system is not working. There is no job. Because if the government is doing their job, you see that people will be engaged in their workplace. The reason people are going to those places is because they are not productive. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. So you see them looking for an alternative of how to get by. You don't see someone who is living in America, in UK, in Europe, and they are thinking of how to use money or going to be doing sacrifice to even the people. You see some of those guys who travel to all those where they go and worship them. They are just using the same mindset here to travel over there. They have this mindset of if you give something, the gods are going to make you wealthy and prosperous. But that's not true. It started from church. The church actually expanded on it. My own destiny is that why the governor is also going about these people, arresting them. They should also go about those pastors who are promising people instant wealth and wealth by sowing seed so that it will be balanced. So I'm advocating for that. And I'm also advocating for the government of Anambra State to go after those pastors. They have a lot of them in their destiny, in their states. So we have some of them are even popular
in Anambra State.
And we have one now that is in Imo State.
So you are saying that they should do to the pastors what is being done to the
native doctor. Yes, those pastors who are promising people wealth through wealth that didn't come from enterprise. The Bible says that he that does not work should not eat. That if you don't work, you shouldn't eat. Wealth, in Igbo adage, they said, akaja aja, so if you don't work, you shouldn't eat. That's wealth shouldn't come from anybody who is telling you that you need to sow a seed for you to prosper. Or If you don't tithe, your hand will be tight. See, you can choose not to tithe and work hard and you'll be successful.
Yeah, many of them.
Yes.
Many.
So anybody who is telling you that they are a danger to the society, you see these pastors who are promising you quick wealth, promising you miracle money, and these same native doctors who are promising you come to do sacrifice, that they are danger to the society. And the government should not, it shouldn't be only, the government should not only be arresting the native doctor. They should also go after the pastors. Once you're a man, you say you're a man of God and you are promising people, that's not what the Bible is all about. Imagine a gospel that people died for. People gave their life for the gospel. And you now think that the purpose of the gospel is for God to prosper you. Why before Jesus came, people were prospering? People had money.
Seriously, people had money. Yeah, too much money. Wow.
Solomon was so rich. So you think that the reason Jesus died and the reason people gave their life for that gospel was for God to bless you and prosper you and favor you and give you a husband. So the thing about it is that, and another thing, I like when I want to deal with issues. I like discussing issues from the roots, not just talking about the symptom.
Okay.
Why the government is also going about the people and all that, they should also know that the reason the society is the way it is because there is no job.
So you are saying that government contributed to this
Yes.
sacrifice and whatever the native
Yes,
doctors
both the one the pastors are doing.
I'm not talking about the pastors, please. So, their advice to the government is they should produce, if there is job,
all these
and
things will
infrastructure,
all these things will not
the
be
common
happening.
things we pray to God for, if it's being provided.
It's because
by the
people are
government.
poor. They are looking for, so they are vulnerable. A
Need
poor
something
person is
to believe
vulnerable.
in.
Yeah, they will just believe in anything. Just sell a hope to them. When you are poor, you believe in hope. So it's not just about arresting them. The government should know that the reason that these things are happening in the society is because of where we are as a nation. You see, a lot of governments, they do investment in what they can see. They don't invest in human capital development. You see, if you go to America, places like America, the people that built America are citizens. John Rockefeller, them, and all that. If you build factories, manufacturing houses, industries imagine a governor coming in and then he chooses to invest in. He said that he wants his state to be known for manufacturing and production. But they will not invest in such thing. They want to invest in the one that people will see so that they will vote them again. And those ones will not create jobs. You see, when people have jobs, in the morning you go to work and then you come back. You have a stable life. You have a system that is providing, amenities and all that. You can go to hospitals. Imagine somebody did a lab at government hospital here in Enugu State, and they said the lab machine is not working. That's since Thursday. They said the lab machine is not working. So the society is the way it is today is because of the way the government, because of the government also contributed to it.
So in your advice to the government should be what? Because me and you, we know that government cannot sort every problem. We the people need to do better. They should provide an enabling environment. You see, there's what they call SME, where governments, provide funds for people who have innovations, people who are, entrepreneurs and all that. You realize that the government are the one borrowing. You see, the bank don't have money to give small businesses. The people borrowing money from bank are governments. So they don't have money to give to. You see, you can actually use loan to build a business. In America, in Europe and all that, they have access to those things. You can have a good idea, but you don't have capital. Yeah.
So there should be, the government should provide an enabling environment. And then imagine you are producing something and you don't have lights. You are burning diesel generator. I have somebody who is in Kenya. We were discussing, and he was telling me how, there's a steady light, like they have lights. The person wanted to invest in this city, but his concern is power supply.
That's so bad.
He said, because we're going to have big machines, how can we be running diesel every single time? So these are the issues. The government, while they are going about arresting people, they should also know that they have a part to play, in putting an end to all these things happening in the society.
Okay. No, according to what you just said, the government are the issues, but why the government are doing theirs, I think we should also talk to the parents of these boys.
Yeah.
I think the way a child is being nurtured controls how he behaves when he's grown. So what do you have to say to the parents?
Yeah. Right now, because of poverty in the land, you see, when you have when your parents, you have a parents who they are poor and they don't know where their next meal is coming from, and then tomorrow their son wakes up and brings money to them. Most of them, they lack the moral rights to call them to order, because they are scared or afraid that if they talk, he will not give them again. I didn't grow up like that. In my family, you got something then, and maybe a phone. Who got you a phone? How did you get it? You need to explain.
Exactly.
So, but right now, all these things have changed. So parents no longer have and then you see a lot of families where you have families where the husband and the wife, they are not living together. The man is going about chasing women up and down. And then you see that if he's talking to the children, they won't listen to him because he's setting a bad standard.
Okay.
So for you to be able to influence your children positively, you must be, you see, children watch a role model. Children watch what you do, not what you are telling them. You must be a role model. You must be someone who your life is reflecting that value you want to communicate to them. I don't know if you understand. So the parents have their role to play. Family is the small units of the society. The parents have their role to play. Then the government have their role to play. And then the religious bodies.
The pastors, bishops.
Yes.
Taking from the pot to enrich themselves.
Because whatever you see, the pulpit has the power. The pulpit has the power to control the society. What goes out of the pulpit can influence a culture and a society. So this idea of, you see 31st night, during 31st night, people are going, they say crossover to Passover. You see different captions. People, they just believe that when you come to church and you pray, a miracle will happen. You see, the city, the nations who built their country through hard work and understanding how systems work, they are the one prospering more. But we that every time we are praying, we are the one running to their country to go and seek for greener pasture. I've said several times, is it that God is not here, is not answering our prayers? No. It's as simple. We are allowing God. We want God to do for us what we will do for ourselves.
No, the biggest problem I think we have is that the whites brought church to us. But the same whites knows that working and making a living is different from God giving you money directly.
Yes.
So the problem is, who is psyching these people? That is where I think government should start
putting some things in. Putting some things in place.
Psyching these people that on a Wednesday, someone is supposed to be in the office working. She will close down her shop to go to Wednesday ministry. These are the problems we have in the society, and these things don't work well. So I think government should have
put in place all these things.
Yeah.
Another thing is that even in America, in Europe and all that, people go to midweek service and all that. People go to services.
At least in the evening.
Yeah, people. Yeah. So the reason is that people don't have work they do. Most of them do business. They don't understand it. We need a re-education. We need to enlighten people, letting them know that, you see, this way, you can't make headway. Sorry, you can't make headway following this path. The people that you are admiring who are successful, they are not following this path.
At all, no.
So your job is to study them. If you say you want to be like this person, study the person, study their routine, study what they do, and pattern your life after that. Or rather, they are going to churches, pastors, native doctors who are selling false hope to them.
I believe on today's episode, the information has been passed to the audience. You believe in something doesn't mean you shouldn't use your head. Yes, there is God, but it doesn't mean you should not walk. The actual thing to do is walk, believe in God, and know the right thing to do, the right ethics to put this, walk, you pray, you believe. So thank you, Pastor.
Your prayer is actually to give you wisdom when you have a relationship with God.
Okay.
You know, it's like, imagine relating with somebody who is a bigger person, who have been here for a long time, and you are relating with the person. There are some level of wisdom that will rub off on you. So imagine now relating with God. So your prayer and your fellowship with God is to give you wisdom to now go and engage in works. So you now realize that you do this thing differently. If you're somebody who is into furniture, you apply your this thing differently. You now know how to relate with people differently. That's the purpose of having a connection, a relationship with God. It's not for God to now come and replace what you're supposed to do.
Pastor, you know, our audience, thinking about what you're saying now, is going to be very hard for a lot of people. That's why I recommend the book. Someone that has not written The Divine Man.
We have it here. You know, I have it. This is one book that. This is one book. If you read this book, and you are going to understand everything that has to do with spirituality. This book, you know. So this is it's called The Divine Man, and it's available on Amazon. It's available on Bold Scholar. If you want the hard copy, you can get it on Bold Scholar. It's available on Nestuch. It's available on Seller. It's available on Lulu and on Gumroad. So it's available on 6 platforms where you can get it. Or you can also reach out to us from our website, and if you want a copy, we can also send some copies to you. The Divine Man. The Divine Man is going to turn you into another, you know,
you need
another
to be
man.
spiritual. I'm telling you, so you understand the spiritual terms.
You won't be.
Nobody will use
So
your
all these small boys will not be deceiving you.
You need to bring like crocodile is a god. Anyway, thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your explanation
Thank
towards
you,
the confusion.
Thank you.
Yeah, God bless you,
All
Pastor.
right, have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you.